reliable service to make your broadcast unforgettable. It's not just broadcasting, it's an experience. Call us today on 0977 566 358. That is 0977 566 358. 5FM Radio, broadcasting your events your way.
Listen to the music in the air. You've got to take the time to listen. Hear what you've been missing. Your favorite songs, old and new. We play them all for you.
89.9
5FM Radio. Kule wa mkuu. The big beat.
Enough.
5FM. Today's live.
A very lovely good morning to you and welcome to the chat with Professor Lance right here on your happy station, 5FM Radio, broadcasting on 89.9 in Lusaka and the surrounding areas. Remember that this program comes your way every Saturday, and it's a program that features different people that represent different backgrounds in society, as well as community leaders that have made an impact in one way or another. And of course, like I mentioned, I am your host, Professor Lance. Now we're doing this to ensure that we take you close or have you close to those people that are making a difference, and you'd love to have an interaction with them. This morning, I am hosting, he wears so many hats, and the professional hat always, I leave it out because I did not know him from that background, but him from the background of running a foundation that has made a difference in a particular community. We'll be getting more into that. And also, he is aspiring Councilor for Silwizya ward right here in Lusaka. So his name is Mr. Gabriel Kaoma, and he is my guest this morning. Mr. Kaoma, good morning and welcome to 5FM Radio.
Thank you so much, Professor Lance. It's good to be here, and I would love to pass greetings to our listeners out there.
Okay, great. Last time I had you, we only have little minutes and never discussed much.
Yeah, we never had enough time to chat, but hopefully today we get to have time to interact. Yeah, I think we have a lot to actually...
we have a lot to catch up on and discuss as well.
Indeed.
All right, so our dear listener, you will also be given a chance to participate on the program by calling through on the number 0955 1515. So you can call us, but not now. I'll open the phone lines later as we go on in the program. And also we are live on our Facebook page. Ensure that you like the page, follow the proceedings, and leave a comment, or better still, ask your question on that particular broadcast. And not forgetting, share it with your friends so that they too may know what is taking place right here. Also live on our YouTube channel, 5FM Radio Zambia. Now, I'm torn between whether to call you Gabriel or Mr. Kaoma.
Well, I go by many names. Actually, when you come to Silwizya ward, you actually hear people called Mungeri.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know, for various reasons. I don't know really. But yeah, just Gabriel is okay. Oh, Mr. Kaoma. Either.
Many times when somebody calls me Mr., I feel like I'm way too old.
Really? Well, I don't know, but I mean, it just goes with maybe people, because I mean, it's just maybe the way you carry yourself that people will be like, oh, Mr. Mr. Okay, I've been wondering why you're called Prof.
I shall tell you more in the background.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So, our dear listener, today we are discussing community development as well as community leadership, owing to the fact that Gabriel is coming from a community where he has made an impact. But for the sake of that particular person who is listening to us for the very first time, or listening to you for the very first time, perhaps let's get to do a recap, not the professional side, of who Gabriel is, and let's get talk about the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation as well.
Thank you so much. Well, of course, as you earlier stated, to say that we have been running the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation, I think, for the past more than 7 years now. And we're involved in various community initiatives that range from, number one, with women empowerment, youth empowerment, community initiatives of development. And now, when we put it out in this particular way, we are a non-government organization that is grassroots based, and of course, our coverage is, of course, it's countrywide. Yeah, so that is first of all the little background about the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation, and our core focus really is women and youth development.
Okay.
And also, so you realize that in most of our programs, these are the people that are in the forefront. These are our target market when it comes to implementing most of our programs.
Okay.
So yeah, you also mentioned about the other side of Silwizya Award. Of course, this is an area that is, of course, close to our heart, because that's where our headquarters are based. We're based in North Mid.
Okay.
That is Chosi Road. That's where you find the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation. So, of course, there could be others that would love to know more about us. You could visit us. You could also find us on social media, but in short, this is what we are about when it comes to the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation.
Okay.
It's really about women and youth empowerment.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get into those a little deeper. So when we talk about women empowerment and youth empowerment, what kind of empowerments really are we looking at here? I think maybe take us through that. Yeah.
Sure. So right now we have an initiative of empowerment where we are having of what we call a revolving fund, and this focuses on youth and women in market areas, and those that are startup businesses, those that are already in business. However, one interesting thing about these empowerment funds, which we have already actually rolled out, is that these are interest-free. They are zero-rated interest. So meaning, whatever amount that it is that you get from the organization, that is the amount that you are expected to return back. And the only reason why you're returning back is simply because that the next user should also benefit.
Okay.
Because these funds are not coming back to the organization. When they are rolled out into the community, then we ensure to say that we have that revolving fund where each particular member of that particular, let me say, group of people that we have identified gets to benefit. So I think right now, most of its impact has been in the market areas, because that has been our focus, because we do understand to say that it is in these little businesses where our parents sell vegetables, they sell tomatoes, they sell all these on a subsistent level, that we intend to empower, because we know that they are the backroom of our society. We know that when the women are empowered, the youth are empowered, then we have a better society. And so it is with this background that, of course, we have the zero-rated interest-free loans. So apart from that, the other things that we're also rolling out, like right now, if you come to garden area, let me say within Chilulu garden area, we have identified a place. Now, because, excuse me, I think one of the things that is common right now, some of the challenges that we're having, is to do as regards crime rate that is coming up, and this problem of junkies. All right, so to avert this problem in targeting the youth, what we're coming up with is what we're calling a resource center. So you discover that one of the things that we're trying to do with this resource center is really to empower the youth, to keep them away from vices, the bad vices that lead them to do things that bad for the society. All right, so these are areas that we are trying to work in, just in a little in a nutshell.
Okay.
Sure.
So let's get to look at the identification criteria of either the women or the young people, the youths that have access or that can have this fund. What's the criteria that the foundation uses? Is it just every other youth that comes with a business plan and would love to have a startup capital, or there are certain things that you are looking at? Who is eligible?
Thank you so much. Of course, that is a very important question,
Hmm.
because obviously, now we get that a lot. What criteria are we using?
Mhm.
So number one, of course, we must you must have a registered business,
Okay.
because of course that is the primary thing. You must show that you are in business.
Mhm.
Meaning you must have your compliance documents in order.
Okay.
Let's say your PACRA, your ZRA, at least that's the bare minimum that you must have.
Mhm.
Of course, we must have access to you by way of getting to have your residential address.
Okay.
We must also, of course, get you must be a citizen of Zambia, rather. So we try not to make the process complicated,
Okay.
because this is a grassroots based initiative, and you find that most of our people may not even be having most of this documentation in place.
Mhm.
But of course, we try to identify, we make them in groups,
Mm.
such that sometimes there are people who work better as a team rather than when it comes to them being as individuals.
Okay.
So there's that part of the program where we empower them as groups,
Mhm.
and there's also the other part where it is individualistic in nature.
Okay.
So yeah, the biggest criteria really is that you must have a registered business,
Mm.
and you must be a Zambian citizen.
Okay.
And you must be ready to pay back.
Well, that is obviously one of the challenges that
It's a big challenge.
most of these, well, let's say your foundation and even the government, the loans that they're giving out, the biggest challenge is the issue of paying back. But then you are different from the government, because the government has got ways and means on how they can recover that money or how they can replace that money. But then let's look at you. You are the only one that's funding this foundation, and then you have 4 or 5 people probably that got well, let's maybe monetarize it to 1,800, and they haven't paid back after the expiry of the months that you've given them to pay back. But then how do you keep the fund revolving? How do you ensure that the pocket is never dry? Because each and every day you have one youth, you have one woman that would want to expand from just selling tomatoes to put veggies on that table. They want to expand their table and stuff like that.
Yeah. So quite honestly, it's a challenge that we are facing on the ground when it comes to paying back.
Mhm.
This is one area that we have been trying to work on.
Mm.
Now, however, the approach that we have taken is quite different, because what it is that we like I said, I keep on referring to this with grassroots organization. We are in the community, all right, and so I'll just tell you what we have done. For example, when it comes to North Mid area, North Mid Market, what we have done is we identify. It's not only North Mid, Chilulu, Luangwa, these areas. I'm just picking them as an example of what we are doing.
Yeah.
So amongst ourselves, we know ourselves as the community. All right, we know to say, oh, this one he's doing this business, and then the other, let me say, advantage that we have is that when you look at most of our membership, these are people that are in these communities.
Okay.
So when you look at our team, our executive, these are people that are within the community. And of course, the criteria when people come in and make these applications for these loans, we have a team that sits and then looks at the capability. Because obviously we're not going to be just careless and just say, oh, you can have the fund, because obviously the whole purpose of this is empowerment, and the empowerment must reach as many people as possible.
possible.
So that's one area we are facing a challenge in people paying back, but we are trying to make sure that we involve the community full time in terms of sensitizing them to say that, hey, when you don't pay back, it means your neighbor is affected. They're not going to benefit. So I think let's not be too selfish to just hold on things to ourselves. And also just to realize to say that this is coming from a foundation that it's not the government. It's not we don't have taxpayers' money.
You don't have funders.
We don't have funders. So we simply doing this because we love the community that we grew up in, and we want to see a difference in people's lives. So it's really a call again to our people to say that once we access these funds, which are zero rated, interest free, I don't think you'll find such kind of an arrangement anywhere. And it's really an encouragement to our people to say, let's be in the culture of returning back so that we get to impact as many people as possible, really.
Let's look at two things as we wind down on this topic of the foundation and get to the other nitty-gritties, obviously, about Silwizya Award. So you've been running, or this foundation rather, has been running for 6 years and still counting.
Yes.
You faced challenges. Let's get to look at the challenges that the foundation has faced. Then also, let's look at the gains. What gains has it scored? Then also, on top of that, I heard you talk about membership. Somebody that has to access these zero-rated funds, do they have to be members of the foundation, or membership is the executive?
Thank you so much. I think you highlighted on the issue of the challenges, first of all. So when it comes to challenges, some of the challenges that we've faced, of course, is really when it comes to financial funding. Of course, there are times when we call upon well wishers to come on board. Maybe sometimes when we're trying to make a donation, we're trying to do a various project or whatever it may be. So of course, there's the challenge of financial the burden, the fact that we are just a non-governmental organization. We're not in the business of making profit. So that's one challenge. But then again, I think from my experience is that we have more opportunities than challenges actually when it comes to the community, because when the community is really involved, I have discovered that you realize that it's not everything that would need financial funding. There are certain initiatives, for example, when it comes to, we identify that we need to work on this drainage, because we have done some of these things that I'm talking about. And people bring themselves together, we organize ourselves, we come together, and then we work on that particular problem. So those are opportunities also that we have when we have a team that is focused, that is working together and united, then we're able to achieve more. So you also highlighted on the issue to do with say, what are the gains so far. I think from the time that we started operating, I don't want to call it like a one-man show back then, whereby I would struggle to organize people to say, oh, let's do this particular project. But right now I get calls left, right, and center, from the community members to say, hey, kuna kuri problem ya so buran the 70 it's quite encouraging that we have people that have come on board. I think our biggest asset that we have really is the people that we are working with on it, because that they are the ones that are making this organization to move, because that is where I think our biggest investment is. It's in the people, and I think that is one of the biggest gains that we have achieved so far, that the people on the ground are excited about these programs. I think even again, you also asked the other question as regards to say
membership.
Yeah. So, and who has access to these loans? So, of course, we want you to be part of the foundation. All right. Of course, by way of participating, because we have various projects, various programs that we do come up with from
Mhm.
time to time,
Mm.
which need community engagement and people participation. That is one area. However, when it comes to access to some of these programs or loans, it's really open according to the criteria that we had laid out earlier.
Mhm.
As long as you meet this criteria, you're in a community which is well organized
Mhm.
and traceable. We're able to trace the people, and people are able to work with us in terms of doing the revolving fund. Then you do qualify.
Okay.
So it's, of course, membership doesn't mean that it's active participation, but of course, as long as you're a youth,
Mhm.
a woman in business,
Mm.
you are part of the target market. You don't
Okay.
necessarily have to be an active member, but as long as you're actively doing business.
How has the church helped the foundation to probably grow to where it is?
The church has really helped us in a very big way.
Mm.
First of all, I'd like to mention, I think about a week ago, we were at the church in Garden. The church is called New Apostolic Holy Life,
Mhm.
where as a foundation we had the donation of some benches and various other equipment.
Mhm.
So we do realize that hand in hand, foundation and the church, we are partners because we are serving the same people.
Exactly.
So really, the church has helped us in a lot of ways because part of our members are people who are pastors.
Mm.
There are people who are leading churches,
Mhm.
and we do get guidance from them when
Mm.
it comes to rolling out most of our programs. And also, we're rolling out most of these programs in the church setup
Okay.
because you realize that in the church, that's also where people are centered in the
Yeah.
community.
Mhm.
So I think it's one of our biggest partners that we have
Okay.
when it's to working in the community. The church is one of the biggest partners that we have, and then it's been quite helpful. Like so far, it's
Mm.
been very much encouraging. We
Okay.
have had a very good relationship with the church.
Well, this is Chat with Professor Lance on 5FM Radio, and this morning I am hosting Gabriel Kaoma, who is the aspiring councillor for Silwizya Ward here in Lusaka and Lusaka Central constituency, and we are discussing community development as well as leadership. We had to start with the Gabriel Kauma Foundation so that at least you get an idea of who Gabriel is really, and then obviously we get down to business. Now, like I mentioned when we started the program, you will be calling us on the number 0955 221515. That's the number you will be calling us on. I will open the phone lines later on, but we're also live on our Facebook page, 5FM Radio Zambia. Leave a comment there. Better still, ask your question right there and be able to read it out to our guest for his response. Also live on our YouTube channel. Now, let's get to your word of interest. This word has got a youthful saving counselor just like you. Let's get to first look at the word. What are the biggest achievements that this word has had under the leadership of your fellow youth?
Well, interestingly, right now the incumbent councillor, which is Madam Katie Nanyangwe,
Mhm.
She has performed quite well.
Okay.
Of course, she has performed where she has to. She has to now. I think she's passing on the baton,
Mm.
And she's, I think, vying for mayor at the moment, of
Mm.
which I think I do support. I think that's a good move she is making.
Are you supporting because you want that seat?
No, no, I think she's got the leadership capability when it comes to. I think if she's given the right support
Mhm.
and team, I think she's able to perform. However, you asked about the word.
Mhm.
So, of course, the reason why I'm vying for the word is because we have seen certain gaps where it comes to implementation of government policies.
Mm.
Really, I do believe the part of the biggest, let me say, um, responsibilities of a councillor is to make a link between the government and the people. All right. But then again, at the moment when you do come to Silwizya 13, you realize that, for example, the impact of CDF is not being felt, because most of our people will tell you that, no, I've never had access to CDF. Timamvera chabe parade soche or timvera chabe mumpepo. So there's that, I think, a lapse and gap to fill up, because already I can tell you that in Silwizya 13 we do not have an active councillor's office. So this is one gap that we are filling in, because we want to make sure that people should have an access to the place, to the office of the councillor. They need to know, we need to find the councillor, we need to find at this a particular address. So this is one area that, of course, we want to bridge, so that this link and liaison between the people and the government is made strong. So the various opportunities that we have in Silwizya Ward, which need to be explored. All right, there are various many let me say projects which need to be implemented. So, but all this, of course, comes with having the right leadership in place. So, really, to answer your question, I don't know if I'm saying it correctly.
Not really. I first want us to look at what has she achieved as the councillor, because this is 4 years in her terms, heading into the 5th term. Let's look at what she has achieved, really, and then from that, where you've already mentioned at least part of the gaps, we'll come back to those. But what has she achieved? What can we point at?
Well, I think that is one question that she should answer, or the people should answer, because on my point of view, I've got a different view when it comes to achievement, and because I believe that the people should know the impact of one's leadership. So I'm not saying that she has performed. What I'm trying to set, there are things that she has performed well on, but there are things that should have been done better. All right. Of course, I think there's various projects that have been implemented under CF when it comes to, I think, North Mid Secondary School. There's I think 1 by 3 block that was.
Okay.
But I think that is on my side. That's the only thing that I have seen in the ward. I think there are other areas that we should have done better, But however, I do believe that it's a mixture. It's rhythm. It's there are things that have been areas that have been done well, and others that we would have done better.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not the best person to answer that question.
Well, let's look at what you have identified, as in, let's say the people of Silwizya Ward decide to put you or to bestow the councillorship on you for 2026, going beyond. What are some things that you will do for which you have identified that maybe not only Katie, but even the councillors before her have never paid attention to?
Thank you so much. One area of interest on my side is health, because you cannot have development without health. And in the whole entire ward, we do not have a hospital. All right, we do not have a hospital. The only health post which we have is one which operates up to 15 hours. It's called Shimizo Clinic, and that it's not even in our ward. Actually, it is across. That's the nearest which we have. So we do not have a health post. And part of my responsibility is to make sure that we push under the CDF to construct a level 1 hospital within Silwizya 13, because you can imagine our people have to move more than 10 kilometers to the nearest hospital, which is a Chipata level 1. And you can imagine the emergencies which you have, because I do get calls as much as even at 02, 03 to say there's this particular problem here and you need to attend to it. So health is one area that we have identified, and construction of a hospital is one area that we'll make sure we will do, because we do not have it at the moment.
Okay.
All right. So that is an area that needs to be pushed. And also, we have a challenge when it comes to security in our area. So we only have one police post, and that is not been police post. All right. Of course, it's also in a state where it needs a lot of improvement.
Yeah.
So of course, under the CDF, we need to make sure that we beef up, we rehabilitate the place, we make sure it is okay. But apart from that, the Stone Park area, we want to make sure that within Stone Park we have another police post, okay? Because we have had complaints from the members of the community when it comes to a crime and also the security concerns as regards Thorn Park. So that's one area that we are going to make sure that it's sorted out. Of course, there's also a gap when it comes to CDF implementation. Like I said, that on the ground right now, people are complaining to say that we are not getting the empowerment. We are applying, but we're not seeing any changes, and that's not good, because I'll be very honest with you that the president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, has implemented a very good program. I think we've never seen this kind of decentralization, because this is really decentralization, meaning to say us as the local people, us as people in the community, we make the decisions on what we want. All right. So the most important thing is that this impact should be felt. It should be felt by the local people. They must understand to say that the government cares for them, because it does. For you to have 40 million, because I think in the next budget is 40 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, quite a substantial amount, because we do have a share as a ward from that. So that is something that can be used in a positive way. So CDF implementation is something that must be done equally, in a way that people feel the impact, not just a few individuals. So one of the biggest things I do believe has been a challenge, I think it's a challenge of corruption, when it comes to implementation. And this is one area that we intend to work on, so that people get to feel the impact of the CDF. So the various other things, like I said, also we are also identifying already a place where we should have a youth resource center. Okay, so that our youths, even if they're not going to school, if it's not in academic qualifications, but they're talented maybe in entertainment, they're talented in sports, we want to see how best we can empower them through the youth resource center. And also by that doing, we keep them away from various other bad vices.
Okay. Well, I want us to now go stage by stage. So as you were talking, I was deliberately listing these problems that you have identified or that you have seen in the ward. And let's get now to look at practical solutions that which you have. I know you've mentioned the issue of CDF, and I am well aware that mostly the councillor's office is the office that's practically more involved than the MP's office in terms of CDF, because this is where the fund, or this is where all the projects come from. People suggest they are dropped to the councillor's office, and then the councillor obviously pushes it to the local government. So now, when we talk about how the healthcare system, you mentioned that in the ward you literally have got nothing, and probably if given the mandate, that's the first thing that you would love to look at. But in the now, how would you help, or how do you help out to see to it that this problem is probably given the best attention that it can be given? Because you are part of this community.
Exactly.
You are part of the people that would obviously go to the WDC chairperson to say, we need this. But then how oftenly do you push for this?
Thank you so much. First of all, like I mentioned, to say that the closest health post to our
It's not in your ward.
it's not in our ward. It's
Exactly.
in Buterere Ward 22, the other side
Mhm.
of the ward. But that's the closest that most of our people go to. So we've actually also, in the meantime, taken advantage of this very health post.
Mhm.
Number one, we do carry out garbage collection initiatives from this particular health post.
Okay.
We do up we carry out cleaning of the surroundings in this particular health post. In short, we try to keep it as viable as possible. All right, because this is the only place we have at the moment. Okay, of course, if we had the capacity, would come, because they have got various needs. If you can come on the ground, it's really a challenge. It's
The same health
the
post.
same health post. So, of course, right now, in the meantime, what we're trying to do is to empower this same health post.
Okay.
All right, with the various things that we're doing with them. Like I said, to say that if we had the capacity, we were able to. Because I think the long-term plan, the long-term solution to it is really to have a hospital within our ward. All right, that is one area. But then
Would
again,
that be a first level hospital or a fully functional hospital?
Right now, our plan is a first level hospital.
Okay.
A first level hospital. The way it is, like in Chipata level 1, Mateo level 1, these ones.
Yeah.
I think these are quite good initiatives. And so we intend, as we get into office, to make sure we implement one of these. So one other thing we have done is within the community, because you're asking me what have we done about the situation. We have supplemented the community by way of providing transportation.
Okay.
We have donated a canter, which operates within the community.
Okay.
So actually, if you come right now, most of the community members are aware. They're able to have access, such that even when someone is sick, even in the middle of the night, they can actually just reach out, and then this community vehicle comes in and then takes them to the nearest, which is Chipata level 1. All right. So that's how it's been working at the moment. So these are our little efforts that we are doing around health to make sure that our people get the best service.
So now, with the onset of the rains, obviously this is when we have what we would call them perennial diseases.
Yeah.
You have dysentery, you have cholera, you have bilharzia, and all these perennial illnesses that come about with the rainy season.
Yeah.
And your ward doesn't have a healthcare post, but quite all right. You've mentioned of transportation, which is free, just in case there is that. How are you taking seriously the issue of cleaning the surroundings of, or asking the community, the people in this ward, to have their surroundings clean? And also, how good is the drainage system? Because I know for a fact that these communities do not have many drainages that would, drain water from the community, taking it to the main drainage, which probably takes to the other drainages.
Yeah. So, first of all, right now that the rain season is upon us, I'll be honest with you, it's usually a disaster in our area, especially if you look at the parts of Chilulu, Luangwa area, North Mid, that side, even down the road, Thorn Park. Why? Because of course, we have the biggest drainage in Lusaka, which is the Bombe drainage, which passes through our ward. However, we do not have connecting drainages. So what happens mostly when it rains, most of our homes get flooded. All right, and it's really bad. Okay, so what we are trying to do right now is really to make sure that we work with the people. All right, we're just doing up because this is something that needs financing. Needs government support, obviously, for us to make sure we have drainages and proper sanitation. All right, because this is also one area we want to work on. Want to work on the sanitation and the drainage system. So already what we have done is, if you come on the ground, you notice that we have been along Machinchi Road. There's some kind of a drainage system area that we're unblocking.
Okay.
So we're trying to do up these little drainages that are around the community to make sure that at least
they are functional.
Yeah, they're functional. Okay, to just try and avert this crisis of the floods. Because once we just have heavy downpour, the waters really get down to our homes. Okay, so that's one area that is quite affecting us negatively. So we hope really to continue pushing on this. But the long-term plan really is to make sure we have fully functional drainages which connect to the Bombay drainage, because it's quite big enough, But unfortunately, also right now, I'd also love to appeal to our people who have been throwing garbage in the drainages. So, but that is not helping the situation, because that is also, like you said, the diseases that are coming from there are that which affecting us, things like cholera, dysentery, And then, of course, right now we don't have any recorded cases. So let's be more, I think, proactive. That is the sensitization that giving out to our people, because we do go around go around to say, we tend to take my garbage. Because part of the other things we're doing with the canter that we donated is we go around, we carry the garbage, because sometimes it's just indiscriminate disposal. In the night they throw their stuff there.
So that's one thing that I want to come to. If people do not have a designated area where they can go and throw their bins, or they do not have community-based, what you call them, CBEs, community-based, these people that collect garbage in these communities. Now, if you do not have those, obviously you expect the people to find any hole or any trench and throw their garbage in there. All right. So now you do not have these points where they can throw their garbage. The nearest point they're thinking of is the drainage system. Don't you think? I'll come back a little bit to the foundation. Don't you think the foundation can come in and help in collecting these bins from people's homes, or you put one place, say this is where you put your bins, and then we'll be collecting. You have the equipment, you have the canter, we'll be collecting and probably going to throw them in their designated places.
Yeah. So first things first, I actually mentioned to say that 2 weeks ago we were at Garden Health Post removing garbage. Okay, so it's not only there. We have Banchilulu Market, North Mid, also Thorn Park. The other, I think about the other month, last month, right? So we have an ongoing process of removing these garbages around the community. Okay, we're actually removing this garbage around the community. However, the long-term solution is, like you have mentioned, we need permanent points where people can be able to throw their garbage. And also, we need a robust system, a consistent team, because there are these appointed government, let me say council appointed waste management companies. All right. So you find that most of them are not consistent when it comes to garbage collection. Okay. So I think we need an efficient team and process, okay, to make sure that these are followed up. Okay, they must be followed up, because if they're just left like this, the situation becomes very bad. Okay, it becomes very bad. So, of course, as a foundation, we are trying to do in our little way. This is some of the efforts that we are doing. However, we need capacity, and the capacity that's the capacity we're talking about when we go into office in 2026. We'll make sure that we lobby, number one, to make sure that let's have these permanent spots where we're able to leave our waste and garbage. Okay, and then also we need to make sure that our drainage system is sorted out properly. All right. Number three, also we need to make sure that the teams or the waste management companies that are in charge are followed up. Okay, because I think that's also part of the problem. It's part of the problem because really there's been lack of that coordination. For us to come in as a foundation, it means it's indiscriminate. It's everywhere. So And that's one area that we have continued to work on in terms of the garbage collection. But we need a permanent solution. We need permanent points. We need to make sure that the area is clean. And then also, I think you'd be shocked to know right now that within the ward, we're in Lusaka Central, so there are still people who are using these pit latrines, all right? And of course, our long-term plan, especially in these areas that I've mentioned, is we need to come up with proper sanitation, okay? Because that is, I think, a basic human right.
Yeah.
Our surrounding needs to be okay. We need to have good sanitation, so these are areas that we will make sure we work on as we get into office, because it's quite a very sad sight right now if you come in our area, because most of these challenges really affect most of our people. So we intend to we'll continue to work on them the way we are working on them right now, but we need a long-term solution as we get into office.
How vast is this Silwizya ward? Because Lusaka Central is Mayadi, as many people know. So when you talk of pit latrines, somebody is wondering out there. Pit latrine in Lusaka Central. How vast is this Silwizya ward?
Well, the area, when it comes to the area, it stretches from Great East Road down to the rail, in terms of around Kawe roundabout there, and then you go down to Makishi Road, the other side Machinchi Road, and then that Mandahayo area. That is Silwizya ward. All right. However, we do have a mixture of people. It's not only Mayadi. There's a part which is like the Komboni part, or the township. Or so really, it's a combination of the two. And then also, most of our activities, they range within the two populations. There's a densely populated part and the North Mid part, which is a little bit middle class. So, but when it comes to for example, when you look at our centers, we have Matebeto area, which is in Thorn Park, North Mid. So you find that it's accessed by people from Chilulu, Luangwa, Garden, all right, even Matero, actually. So most of our activities, it's a hybrid of people. It's both the one that you said, Mayadi, yeah.
And which one do you come from? Where are you resided? Kugadeni or
That's a very good question. I know, I'll be very honest.
Because if you are in North Mid, or probably you are in Thorn Park, you wouldn't really know the challenges that people in Garden are facing, because, well, it's a middle class. You have the little tarmacs that have been done, so road network is not an issue for you, but you are living in the same ward as those in Garden that don't even have their road upgraded. No chena kunkala che gravel, like it's just that road.
But the way it is in our area is that people mix, whether you come from North Mid or Chilulu area, we do, most of our activities are the same. For example, we go to the same the same market. We go to the same schools. All right. When you look at North Mid Secondary School, secondary school and primary school, most of the people that are there are from Chilulu and Luangwa area, as well as parts of Garden and Kwamtonyo Kujakusai. Most of the pupils actually come from these areas, So really, most of the activities are it's a hybrid. Okay. Myself personally, of course, I'm in Paseli Road, but I've got Paseli Road that is in North Mid. I'm staying in North Mid, Paseli Road.
Okay.
But I've got friends that I interact with, Wadi Kuchiruru, Kuruangwa, Kuti, Konse, So it's a hybrid kind of an area. And then also the people are it's a mixed area, all right? It's a mixed area where, of course, I think it's just fair to say that every area needs and deserves development. Whether in Mayadi or in Komboni, but my drainage is definitely Mush. The people need to have access to CDF. The people need to have good health. The people need to have good sanitation. This is the bare minimum. These are human rights. These are basic human rights. So That's the change that we are coming with, that we bring on board as we get into office in 2026.
Well, let's open the phone lines and pick a few calls that which we can pick. We're almost exhausting the time. You love talking.
I didn't know.
Well, 0955-221515. That is the number that you are calling us on. The phone line is officially open. My guest in the studio is Silwizya ward aspiring councillor. This ward is in Lusaka Central, and he is Mr. Gabriel Kaoma. He is my guest this morning on the chat with Professor Lance. So the phone line is officially open. You can come through, ask your question, or perhaps you can have your say. And ngati kuli mavuto muziwa yali kuli ward yes wana kambepo, you can still come through and mention one or two. So the number is 0955 221515, 0955 221515. That is the number. Good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Thank you. Good morning, again.
Good morning. How are you, sir?
Thank you. Mr. Nkua, calling from Chiruru Garden.
Mr. Nkua from Chilulu.
Yes, please.
Please go ahead with your contribution.
I think more about the problem. I'm telling you now, manyumba ya mbili yalibe mines. Mines is a big challenge. And then we see, since you send the panel of pasero dimpa footpath, natanga choka hapo, wabwera pa house filling station, just suppose pari frank one for emergency, pari chishala, mwecho la jama sorry, and then in time ya challenge season. So jadi shara wagani hapo chana, wamenda funauta miza as a cancer, because Shineka Tione Manja, Tabanji, was able to help us. And then when he said they would have no advocate was saying, can you just point three major projects? Yamene was saying the madam mu series award because the many matomoravo. Ni ma MP wanga which is very fine in wangwa, but person the pangala good. So I think the problem ni ba challenge. Kuti vanchiteko tabe mention ma projects kapani atatu amene akambotore mwana bwera pampando wa madamu. This is what she has done. I think maybe kapani kapeleka ti sali rasmi aona ziko mumchenze bwe
ziko mokwambiri anko. All right, so 0955221515. That is the number. Garbage collection comes back.
Yep.
So mamvera ko yekulichisha.
Namverapo ba Frank pimwakamba po pa Wankua. Okay, nazwapo pa area pimwakamba has filling station hapo before kwenda ku Fred Joke side dock. So of course that's a particular chili bad zone that is along Machinchi Road.
Okay.
So thank you so much for bringing it to our attention, and I can assure you myself and my team tomorrow will actually be there. I think after church we are going to be there probably around 11 hours because I know and it's already been in our plans actually to work on this one.
Okay.
All right, but then that's not the only area. Kuna areas kwinango kumbuyo kuja kwa kumbuyo kuja kufrejo mkangena mkati kuja karodi kuja kuchangeange kuja na kwevi kuja mataya. I think he knows the place that I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right. And then again, like I said, on the issue of the projects that the current has done, I think that's not up to me. It's up to the people. The people are the ones who have seen. But what we are saying, is that we are bringing the change. We want to hear, because we believe that it is the people who have got the solutions. All right. Monga Vivakambira pa Bankua. He has brought up a problem, he has brought up a solution, meaning to say, if we work hand in hand with the people, then we're able to develop ourselves. All right. So we have identified, but of course, I don't know if he's aware or not, but we already have a counter that is going around removing this garbage.
Okay.
So I'll make sure with the team tomorrow we come and work on that garbage by Machinchi Road. Otherwise, thank you for that particular concern.
Towards the end of the program, I'll ask you to give the number for that cant so that people can have easy access. And hopefully the driver swama moods, because sometimes vazaukira ku left, then veva vikiramo ni ma residents.
Exactly.
Good morning. Tauka bwino mwauka bwanje.
Ife mulungu atiusha tauka.
Vachironda.
Mungapo Kai Balanson banda wanaizi wa voice. Mwauka bwino wale mu studio.
Tauka bwino mwauka bwanje wasogore.
Choyamba waninga kambe poine mwachidule chifukwa nkoserendera pamozi ward councilor, ward development committee, including the MP. Nchito first choyamba nchito ya MP ni kuona dela yake na bantu wanampelekako ku parliament abamverera bebakamba tamo ozayo party ya nikapita magani tempandra wona first ngatufuna kutali new mandate yako kuti kaili manje my election is pa kona mmake dibacha dissolve so according to the constitution so manje yongatisuzunguru kama uzabwera kwa bwanji tiende usayopa abantu batu then two cancer na what development committee clean start with us and you tanzala abantu wakamba vinyala maona kolera inaambia kusipata compound ija last year kambile yama wakanyama manja hapa inaambia kusipata compound so jana tipempako vinyala kuli tractor na bwera nyowa nyonyamula vinyala and then two kulima motoka futa na pasidwa onyamula vinyala so tuone onse kuti trienda bwanji potaya tentaye pamozi naise vantu tulimonga vana va school naimo ma leaders continue telling them so that they because muntu samvera event toka manyumba ndio taya vinyala vijatendo taya paloti ise tendo taya pamozi motoka ikabwera ija itebolo nyamula pamozi ma 5 kwata talipira ndio taya kuchunga so ndiye mkakamba vinyala but what hapo ni ndani ndise vantu then naye what development committee na councilor bafunga kuone sasa kuli tatenga vinyala tendo taya what we want is the cleanness so matenda atatibwele tuone ndio usogoleri wa meneo kambe na bantu pino tapita mbane mwina marao speaker mama pitamu kuno bane tete vinyala motoka ya bwera tete kumotoka ni 5 kwacha chape so that so the 5 kwacha shuwa ko ininga tusore ziko mkwambi tindera
achirona hey 0955221515 0955221515 it's either we pick one call or you respond and we start winding up. We are already 3 minutes about to end. But from Mr. Nkua, I think you didn't respond on the issue ya Nkani ya Manzi.
Yeah.
Manyumba mwinangu o kangani yonse Silwizya ward Manzi is a challenge or it's a problem.
It's very true. And Mwamene, actually, that's the thing I had mentioned to say that we have a big problem. Sanitation, water, it's a very big challenge which we have. However, some of these challenges, for us to solve them, we need capacity. Okay. And the capacity is actually by being in office and making sure that we begin to lobby through CDF, through various other organizations to say, "Alo, kuno tenti fakemo manzi, tenti making sure situation is to change," because it's a big challenge to our people. So that is one area that, of course, when we get into office, we must look into. Because actually, right now, I've got no capacity to in Yambofaka mines, areas, you know what I mean? But then the issue is that we need to make sure we lobby government, we lobby Lusaka Water and Sewerage, the various other organizations that work in this particular sphere to come in and help us to sort out this particular challenge. Yeah.
So Vachironda brings out, for me, he brings out one interesting thing or one interesting solution to the issue of garbage collection. He says, why sumpitamo na megaphones kuti lero tidoba vinyalala pe titengera vinyalala ni paso o mairo mukalete bring your garbage at this place. It's only 5 kwacha. No matter ni masaka yangat or ni ma plastic yangat, as long as it's just garbage, household 5 kwacha, you go and throw.
Yeah, no, of course, that is a very good suggestion that he has brought up. That is worth considering, really. So because people must be sensitized, they must know to say, okay, hapa ndipo taira ma garbage, hapa ndipo jambo chita so idea so na so ndipo jambo kubwera or kuvitenga virara. So really, yeah, of course, it speaks to sensitization. Of course, that's one area that needs a lot of attention. All right. But then I also picked up another point which you mentioned to say that also pakupita mumantu, and that is very correct. It's very correct. It's very correct. And I always say still pakupita mumantu. Is that making sure we go around. That's why I said, Oromairo, we're going to implement this particular issue of
that Mr. Nko has
yes, the one that he brought about. So and again, thanks to him, thanks to the callers for the powerful contributions.
All right, so we have to go. First of all, let's give the number. I don't know if it's for the foundation,
yes,
or
yes,
let's give the number for the driver so that people can have access to this community vehicle.
Exactly.
But then again, what are the T's and C's to use this vehicle?
All right. So, of course, the people of Silwizya Ward, just to also inform you again, you have a free motor vehicle that has been donated, of course, from our office under the Gabriel Kaoma Foundation. And this one has to do with, number one, garbage collection, sometimes kumankarama mariro, or maybe emergencies that need transportation. We have donated a motor vehicle to the ward. Now, if you want to have access, yes, you have to call the number again. I'll say it, 0978 03344. Now, the name of the man is Mr. Walenga. He's the one who is in charge. All right, he's the one that you can call. And then also, you asked about the T's and C's. When it comes to garbage collection, Timashita announced Timapitamo. Mostly it's been Pama Sunday. Okay. We go around Pama Sundays and then Tambo Pitamo kwenda kuchosa vinyarara. All right. And then when it comes to, for example, maybe funerals, mufuna using for funerals. Sometimes kumafundika assistance ya fuel.
Okay.
Because kumankara timuribe sometimes. So you're not booking like you're booking the normal booking fee. No, mwika macha begasi, then wa driver bwera wazakutandizana.
Okay.
So I think ndimo amenedi ngani ya donation.
Well, Mr. Kaoma, thank you so much for coming through. Really appreciate you.
No, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and thank you also to our listeners and to the good people of Silwizya Ward 13. Change is coming, and the best is yet to come right ahead of us. Remember the name Gabriel Kaoma. Thank you.
And we wish you all the best on this journey. And to you, our dear listener, thank you so much for making time to be part of this program. This has been The Chat with Professor Lance. It comes your way every Saturday from 0910. And we get to bring to you different guests from different backgrounds, discussing different issues and different things. Today, I was hosting Gabriel Kaoma, who is Silwizya Ward aspiring councillor. Silwizya Ward is in Lusaka Central constituency. Thank you so much. Let's get to meet again next Saturday.
Listen to the music in the air. You've got to take the time to listen.